Is the Irgc fooling Trump by quietly moving millions of dollars through shadow banking and crypto networks, despite years of US sanctions? Are the sons of a powerful Iranian family, tied to Mojtaba Khamenei, helping him exploit crypto and financial loopholes to keep Iran's war machine funded? As Iran narrows its trade gap and taps crypto and shadow banking, is Tehran effectively cashing in on US dollars while Trump struggles to fund a renewed war? When Trump himself admitted the US doesn't know who the hell it is dealing with in Iran. Does this confusion show how far behind Washington is in this war? Sons of a family close to Iran's supreme leader control the country's largest crypto exchange, according to investigative reports. Experts say this control has helped transform the exchange from a startup into a major conduit linking Iran's economy to global crypto markets. The firm, known as Nobitex, is used both by blacklisted state-linked institutions and by ordinary Iranian citizens, investigators say. Despite blanket Western sanctions on Iran's economy, Nobitex itself has so far avoided being directly targeted by US authorities. Reuters reports that Iranian state entities have used Nobitex to transfer money outside the conventional banking system. This assessment is based on blockchain record analysis by crypto analytics firm Crystal Intelligence, which tracked flows linked to Iranian actors. Locked out of international banking channels, many ordinary Iranians also use Nobitex to buy and hold cryptocurrency as an alternative financial route. Nobitex was founded in 2018 by brothers Ali and Mohammed Karazi. The exchange was formally registered and operated under an alternative family name. Nobitex claims to have around 11 million users, which is more than 10% of Iran's population. The platform is estimated to handle roughly 70% of all cryptocurrency transactions in Iran. Nobitex has processed hundreds of millions of dollars worth of transactions for entities under international sanctions. The exchange has conducted cryptocurrency transactions linked to Iran's central bank and the powerful Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. Reports say Nobitex has been used by Iranian government bodies and agencies to bypass stringent Western sanctions on banking and finance. Nobitex, however, maintains there has never been any formal agreement or contract with any Iranian government agency. To hide its tracks, Nobitex routinely changes the wallet addresses it uses for sending and receiving funds on the blockchain. The company has also developed cryptographic tools designed to further obfuscate links between related wallets and transactions. Additionally, Nobitex advises some clients to layer transactions using multiple wallet addresses in sequence. These practices make the underlying cryptocurrency wallets and flows much harder for Western investigators to trace and attribute. The firm continued processing transactions throughout US-Israel war with Iran, despite the conflict. This continued operation came even during a government-imposed nationwide internet shutdown and widespread power outages. During this wartime period, Nobitex processed more than $100 million worth of transactions. That figure represents about 20% of the firm's usual activity, according to Crystal Intelligence. Ali and Mohammed Karazi are third-generation members of a family that has long been close to Iran's ruling establishment. The Karazi family has held key political, diplomatic, and religious posts in Iran since the early years of the Islamic Republic. The clan is related by marriage to all three supreme leaders of the Islamic Republic. This includes revolutionary founder Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini, the late Ali Khamenei, and his son and successor Mojtaba Khamenei. However, the brothers used the alternate family surname Agamir, while building Nobitex and in many business records. Former colleagues say the brothers appeared to routinely distance themselves from their famous bloodline, and many contacts only learned of their lineage from media reports. All of this is unfolding at a moment when Iran's leadership is already in flux with stalled ceasefire talks over the wider regional war, feeding a sense that no one really knows who will ultimately consolidate power in Tehran. Reflecting that confusion, Donald Trump said on May 2nd that Washington no longer knows who the hell they're dealing with in Iran.
I was saying, somebody said, sir, you don't really have to do it. You can call up and probably do it. I said, are you kidding me? Can you imagine? This is a crowd where I know so many killers, very successful people. Some are nice, some are horrendous people, but I like the nice ones and the horrendous ones also. We have some really killers. I'm looking out there. Oh, these people, I've had to deal with them my whole life. They are brutal, but you get friendly with brutal people too. I'm dealing with some quite brutal people right now in the lovely country of Iran. They are very brutal, and I will tell you, we're doing very well. You cannot give Iran a nuclear weapon. It's all I can say. You cannot. Because they would use it on a place called Israel very quickly, and they would use it in the Middle East, and they'd use it in Europe, and I guess we'd be next, and it's not going to happen. Don't worry about it. We've taken apart. We've taken their Air Force is non-existent. It's gone. Their Navy, they had a very strong Navy. They had the strongest Navy by far in the Middle East many times over. They have 159 ships. Every single ship is at the bottom of the sea right now. They have no anti-aircraft capacity. They have no radar. They have no leaders. Actually, their leaders are all gone, too. It's part of our problem. We don't know who the hell we're dealing with. They call up, this is Mohammed so-and-so, and I say, are you a leader? We're looking for a leader. It's the only country in the world. Nobody wants to be a leader. You know, they say, would anybody like to be president? And there are no takers. But I think we're doing a great job over there, actually. We have they used the Hormuz Strait as a weapon for many, many years. They said they'll close it. So they closed it, then I closed it on them, which is sort of, they want a little business, they get no business. But it's going to work out because everything works out. We're sort of like pirates. But we're not playing games because, for 47 years, Iran has been pushing everybody around. They're the bully of the Middle East. They've been scaring everybody, Israel and Qatar, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Bahrain, Kuwait, all of them. They're all, it was the bully of the Middle East, I understand it. Bush made a mistake, he took out Iraq. Iraq, and by the way, I congratulate the new president of Iraq. I endorsed him. I'm now in the business of endorsing political leaders from foreign countries that nobody's ever seen before. And we have a pretty infallible record. We've won a lot of them, but I endorsed the man because we didn't like the man that was the president of Iraq, and we endorsed somebody that not a lot of people have heard of, and he won in a landslide. So I just spoke to him yesterday. But the relationships we have relationships that are very, very strong, very powerful relationships, and I think the Middle East is going to be taken care of. We had a lot of conversations with the leaders. I call them the new leaders. I call them the new regime. They kept saying, the radical left, where is regime change? Well, if this isn't regime change, there's no such thing. Because Khamenei in the first tier was gone. The second tier is gone. Half of the third tier is gone, which is a problem. That's a problem. Because we are trying to figure out the right one to talk to. We talk to one, and then another one calls up. Let's make a deal. But I think we're in a very, I know we're in a very strong position. There's the expression that we've all heard, or many of us have heard, if you like the fights, if this were a fight, they'd stop it. But again, their military they have some missiles left. They have some missile-making capacity left. We've knocked about 85% of their manufacturing capacity for new missiles out. We've knocked about 82%, but that means they have missiles left. We knocked out most of their drone-making factories, but they have some drone capacity left, and drones are pretty effective. But we've also developed, in the meantime, if you remember, the German U-boats were a horror. Nobody could stop them, and then all of a sudden they come up with sonar, and it went from nobody could stop them that it was the worst place in the world to be is in a U-boat. The drone, anti-drone capacity that we have now is fantastic. They have new weapons, lasers. You got to see the lasers. They go into a laser, they just burn they just boom. And we have that, and we have very special machine guns with large-scale bullets operated by a computer, and as they come in, it just knocks them out like it's amazing. But with all of that being said, there's still danger. There's always danger with war. With war, you never know what happens. Look at Russia. It was supposed to be a one-day war, and it's 4 years, right? And you see that, and it's really a terrible war, and it's a lot of people died. Last month, they had 25,000 soldiers, mostly soldiers, killed. It's like a bloodbath over there, and I think we'll get that. We've settled 8 wars, and that should be the 9th. I think we're going to get it done, but it's a rough one. It's a rough one. I think most of the people in this room understand that. As soon as it's over, it's going to drop like a rock. I think it goes below where it was because there's so much oil. It's not like it would be a problem if there wasn't a lot. There's so much oil out there. But core inflation has dropped. Grocery prices are down. Used car prices are down. Rent is down. The only thing that is up is the gasoline, and that's coming down. But, you know, with all of this, and I say it again, we had to do this little excursion because if we didn't, if they had a nuclear weapon, this world would be, it would be a horror. It would be a world that would live in fear. And it should have been done for 47 years by other presidents and other countries, frankly, but it wasn't. They were all afraid of Iran. It's very strong, was a very strong country. We've blown the hell out of them, if you want to know the truth. But we've leashed American energy with that simple policy of drill, baby drill. And I'll tell you, we're producing more oil and gas now than we ever have at any time. And we're investing over $1.5 trillion next year in the military. And we have the strongest, the greatest military by far anywhere in the world, stronger than any other country by far. And thanks to our warriors and their allies, the Israeli Defense Forces today, the Iranian regime has none of those things that we talked about: Navy, Air Force, anti-aircraft capacity, no radar. And again, dozens of their leaders are no longer with us. They're elsewhere. Most importantly, though, thanks to our blockade. The blockade has been unbelievable. They're unable to export any energy, and they're crumbling as an economy.